Good morning, everyone. My name is Karen Connolly. I am with the Scituate Select Board. Today, it's September 7th, and we're here with the Town Administrator, Jim Boudreau, and our Superintendent of Schools, Bill Burkhead, to talk about the news of the week. I will point out that there is a Select Board meeting tonight, Tuesday, September 7th, at 6:30, and it is in person at the Select Board Hearing Room in Town Hall. There are a number of items on the agenda of interest. In particular, I think a water report. I know a lot of people are interested in the state of our water. We do have a couple of additional meetings this week, two of which are related to the vacancy on the school committee. There's a meeting tomorrow night. We're interviewing 4 candidates and another 4 candidates on Thursday night. And that will be at the Senior Center. So you're welcome to join us live. It will also be on Facebook Live, and it will be recorded for you to view the interviews the next day. So there are a variety of ways for you to see the interviews. The school committee members and the select board members will be doing the interviews, and there will not be an opportunity for the audience at large to ask questions of the candidates. And the next week on the 15th, we will have another joint meeting to hopefully appoint someone to fill the vacancy on the school committee. So that's what I have of importance. And I know that this Friday night is First Friday in the Harbor, and it is not First Friday, but it's substituting for First Friday. And we encourage everyone to come down. There will be an arts walk, and it promises to be a good time. So with that said, I can turn it over to Jim.
Morning. I hope everybody had a nice Labor Day weekend. We will start with water. Old Oaken Bucket, that water main construction is fairly completed at this time. Right now, we're doing the services along there. Old Oaken Bucket remains closed while that work is going on. When that work is done, we will be out there and we will repave Old Oaken Bucket from the entire length that the work was done. That'll be a very large project, but we'll get that done. Once they're done on Old Oaken Bucket, they'll move to Brook Street. They'll go from Brook to Tilden, down a little way on Tilden, replace that water main. That's a very old water main in tough shape. And that will improve the water quality in that area. And then they are planning to start some of the smaller streets, hopefully this fall. Foam Road, some of those that have 2-inch water mains, they can't be flushed. They're in very bad condition. And we'll do those work starting hopefully this fall into the spring and improve the water quality in those areas. Water demand keeps going down. It was 1.317 million gallons a day last week, which is down from 1.4 the previous week. About 100,000 gallons less, but we did have a very rainy week. The manganese levels in the reservoir are slowly dropping as we get some cooler nights. There are still enough to cause discolored water when they go through the plant, so people will continue to experience that until those levels drop to the levels that we don't show up. Believe it or not, the Tech Factory pond is at plus 5.5 inches, which for September is unbelievable that we have water in our reservoir. People keep asking if we have water, why do we have a water ban on? The answer to that is the water ban that is imposed at the beginning of May is a state-imposed water ban that is imposed on all the communities within the drawdown for our reservoir and our wells. Any community within that district has a water ban starting May 1st. It has nothing to do with how much water we have on hand in Scituate. If we impose additional water bans as the year goes on, that is based on the availability of our water. But the initial water ban that we are currently under is a state ban that's put on every year, regardless of supply or demand. The equipment for the water treatment plant pilot study is still on site. We're in week 5 of 7. We'll get some updates on that, as Chairman Connolly said. The water department will be in tonight to update the board on some issues that we've had down at the water treatment plant over the last several weeks and where we are with the design for the new water treatment plant going forward. On the COVID front, we did have a jump in COVID cases from 17 last week to 29 this week. That's a pretty big jump, but it is back in the 20 range that we had the previous 2 weeks to that. So that number is bouncing up and down. Despite the number going up, the positivity rating for the last 14 days went down slightly. So those numbers are kind of in conflict and they'll, again, are bouncing around. We'll keep an eye on those. But over the last 14 days, we're down to 2.83%, which is down from 3.06 when we did the report last week. Plymouth County continues to climb. Plymouth County is at 3.9%, up from 3.55 the previous week. while the state number has gone down slightly from 2.43 from 2.75. So those numbers are bouncing all over the place for the state, the county, and our local numbers. We will continue to monitor those. As we talked about last week, if we see a continued uptick in numbers and they keep getting higher and higher, then we will start having conversations with the Board of Health about the need for a return to a mask mandate. But we're not there at this point, and we'll keep people informed, and you'll have a sense that it's coming over the next couple of weeks if those numbers keep jumping. But right now, we are not going to that, and we are continuing to urge people, if you've not been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Check with your physician if it's for you. Get vaccinated. It does provide protection against serious illness and death if you do get the coronavirus. So we do urge you to get vaccinated. We are waiting word now from the CDC about booster shots, and as soon as we get those, we'll set those out so people know. We're still working up on First Parish. You can see the sidewalk installation of the curbing is just about done. That's going to look great when it's done. We're very excited about the new connection from the senior center across First Parish to Central Park. That new sidewalk and crosswalk is going to be a great addition up there to give people access from the library, from the senior housing over to the Council on Aging, over to the food pantry. That work is ongoing. On the presidential streets, Jefferson Lane, Washington Lane, Clifton, and Thomas Ave, final paving is starting today. That'll take a day or two. We'll get that all wrapped up. And then we'll come back and we'll finish the sidewalk and do final paving on First Parish Road. I keep telling people, once that paving is done, please slow down. We will have intense traffic enforcement on there. I do like to joke with people. The first complaint I get is my street needs to be paved. The second complaint I get is the contractor's making a mess. The third complaint I get is people are going too fast. And the last complaint I get was, well, I didn't mean give me a ticket, I mean give everybody else a ticket. So slow down on that road. We'll be talking a little bit later about back to school and school buses, but the propensity of people to begin to speed up when a road gets done, we will be doing some pretty strict enforcement in that area when it's done, so please slow down. The Stephen Manrico over at the high school, the surface is down. The boards are coming in today. They will start putting those boards up today. That'll take about a week. We'll have to wait a little bit longer for final installation of the surface. That is now delayed. The contractors in Texas have problems both with COVID and because of the ice storm that they had in Texas last year. That is also impacting our ability to do our thermoplastic line markings on the road. We just can't get it. So it is still on schedule to be coming in the next week or so, but that could be delayed because of supply issues. We have moved around some stuff over there, and we are coordinating with the schools to make sure any ongoing construction over there does not interfere with the start of schools. Well, 17A is progressing. Everything's in. It's done. We are starting the testing of that. Once the testing is done, we will seek DEP approval to turn that well back on. That's between 225,000 and 250,000 gallons of water that we will be putting back into the system. The town for years has been putting that water, which is high in iron and manganese, into the reservoir. That doesn't get rid of the iron and manganese, it just dilutes it. And now you see the problems that we have with that water in the reservoir. So we will be taking the iron and manganese out, running that good clean water into the system, and we'll see a huge improvement when that finally comes back online. Along the same lines, 18B down at the treatment, down at the landfill and the golf course, that also has a green sand filter. That water is actually going to be pumped. The backwash for cleaning the filters will be pumped over to the golf course. The iron and manganese will settle out, and we'll use that water to water the golf course. That could be up to 10,000 gallons a day for the golf course. Plus, again, additional supply of good, clean water for the town to put into our system without putting the iron and manganese in that has been causing the discoloration of water in Scituate all these years. Widows Walk is coming along. We are still on schedule. You get an idea what the building looks like. If you drive down now, you can see the shell of the building. You can also see where the new deck is going to be. It's going to be very nice. We are scheduled to complete that October, November of this year. If you are going to the beaches, please be aware that the lifeguards are all off the beaches. As of now, the last lifeguards came off yesterday from down in Hummerock. If you are going to the beaches, just a word of caution, Hurricane Larry. I just can't get around a hurricane named Larry. But Hurricane Larry is off the coast in the Atlantic Ocean. It is not scheduled to make landfall right now in the United States. However, starting tomorrow, later in the day, into Thursday and possibly Friday, we are expecting to see some impacts from Larry, some increased surf and possible rip currents. So we ask people, if you are going to the beach, please be extra cautious. The lifeguards are gone, and we do expect some impacts from Larry, and if we are expecting more, we will update people as we go along. You can see behind me in today's picture, our new Council on Aging building. I want to let people know that we kicked off the Council on Aging's new lunch program last Thursday. We had almost 90 seniors enjoying a barbecue chicken lunch with corn on the cob, potato salad, and a delicious strawberry shortcake for dessert. I did not have that. Obviously, I don't need to have dessert, but the seniors were raving about it. It is a great event. It was really nice to see that many seniors connecting, having a good meal. And really, it's exactly what we envisioned when we built this, started building this 2 years ago, to bring seniors together, to give them a place to congregate and have a good meal. Lunches will be Monday through Thursday, starting at noontime. The menu this week, I'm not going to give you the menu every week, but the menu this week, today is potato and leek soup with chicken salad wrap. Tomorrow's baked pasta with chicken and a crumb topping with fresh buttered broccoli and garlic bread. And Thursday is meatloaf with mushroom gravy, green beans, pasta and mashed potatoes, a roll, and butter. And that is all for $5. So it is a great meal. The food is terrific. The seniors were raving about it. You do need to make reservations. We ask you to try to do that 2 days in advance. 781-545-8722. Just press 0, you get the front desk, and you can make your reservation. The entire menu for the next month and a half is on the town website, on the Council on Aging page, but it was really fantastic. I enjoyed being there. I enjoyed seeing all the seniors, and it really is a fantastic meal for $5. So if you're out there, seniors, get on, take advantage of it, and I think you really enjoy it. So thank you to Linda and her staff and all the volunteers for making that happen. If you don't see a point today, you'll see the contractor's back. The contractor's doing some drainage. He's also raising the structures on Cedar Point in preparation for final paving. That'll take a week or so to get all that wrapped up. Once that's done, it'll be dependent upon the schedule of the paving contractor, but we are online to have that paved and buttoned up by the end of the fall season. So keep an eye on that. Again, once it's paved, we will be doing intensive traffic enforcement in that area. A couple more things, then we'll be done. Today is Rosh Hashanah. It started last night. It goes to the evening tomorrow. It is the Jewish New Year, so Happy New Year to all those of the Jewish faith. We hope you have a good year. Again, it started last night. It lasts through tomorrow evening, so please wish all your Jewish friends and members of the Jewish faith a Happy New Year. Land purchases. We have completed the purchase of the Chief Justice Cushing Highway property that goes from Old Forge down to the reservoir on the right side of 3A as you're heading towards Marshfield. We now own that property. We have 2 other pieces of property that the town has been working on. Some land in the harbor next to NOAA and the Mordecai Lincoln property in North Scituate. The holdup with those on the harbor property is there are multiple heirs to that property, and there also have been some heirs who are deceased, so we have to track down the heirs of the heirs to get that property and get that squared away. So we've been working on that. The Mordecai Lincoln property, at this point, we are waiting for the sellers to contact the town to complete that sale. So we're hoping to get that done, but they are still pending at this point. And finally, believe it or not, tomorrow is the first day of school. The students will return to their classrooms tomorrow, so I want to wish Superintendent Burkhead, his staff, all the teachers and students, good luck towards the new year. He's hoping it's a great one. For the residents out there who have children in school, who don't have children in school, this means that there will be children back on the roads and sidewalks in Scituate. We ask you to be extra careful when you're driving, watching out for students on the sidewalks and on the roads, watching for students waiting for the buses. There will be a lot of kids out there, so please be careful. Also a reminder, passing a school bus that has its flashing lights on is both illegal and extremely dangerous. So please don't do that. Be careful, and that way we can have a safe and happy school year for all our kids. So at this point, good luck to the superintendent, and I'll welcome Superintendent Burkhead back and turn it over to him.
Thank you, Mr. Boudreau and Chairwoman Connolly, for the opportunity to be back. Good morning, everybody. And as Mr. Boudreau said, it's an exciting time for us as we welcome the students back. In person, full-time, 5 days a week, learning for the first time in 18 months. All our students in grades 1 through 12 will start tomorrow, while the kindergartners will start September 9th, and our early childhood students will start on September 13th. This year, we're going to kick off the school year with a celebration of our community entitled "This is Our House." This is for students only and will occur at each school in our district during school day. This event will feature music alongside the art and voices of our students. The goal of This is Our House is to affirm our philosophy of the district this year, which is our home away from home philosophy and a love of education and our connection to each other as a community as we welcome everybody back. Next, I'd like to have our health and wellness update. The COVID landscape, as we know, is always changing. It's consistently fluid and comes just as we prepare to launch the 21-22 school year. Despite this new challenge, the faculty, staff, and administrators in the Scituate Public Schools are energized and ready to welcome students back for full in-person learning tomorrow. We are focused on excited to begin a reestablishing community amongst our students, staff, and families, fostering climates of belonging and inclusion for all, and resuming our rich academic and extracurricular programs. As much as we desire to leave pandemic-related planning and considerations in the past, we must continue to monitor and respond to current health conditions. Utilizing health and safety protocols to ensure students can stay in school and learning and connected with others is critical this year. With the appropriate health and safety measures in place, we can successfully continue to accelerate our learning and provide appropriate social and emotional support to students as they recover from a very challenging school year. With this in mind, we have created a safe and strong health and safety plan for the 2021-22 school year and have shared this with our community. We welcome you check it out on our website at scituate.k12.ma.us. And you'll see a circular COVID-19 resource page. You'll find it there, and we'll continuously update all COVID-related information there. We'd like that to be a one-stop shop for our folks to go and look at that. But that will answer a lot of your questions, hopefully, about COVID and how schools are handling back to school. On Saturday, September 11th, our nation will mark the 20th anniversary of the deadliest terrorist attack in our nation's history. In Massachusetts, our great sorrow was intensified as we mourned 206 victims with local roots. Since 2001, that sense of loss has grown as we grieve more than 370 local fallen heroes who have died in active military service. As a result, we will hold a district-wide moment of silence on Friday, September 10th at 8:46 a.m. in honor of the 20th anniversary of September 11th. The hope is that the moment of peaceful reflection in honor of those we lost on September 11th, Massachusetts' fallen military heroes since 2001, and the 13 American troops in Afghanistan brings comfort to their families and loved ones. And that this act of unity by school children across our district and state serves as a reminder of our strength as a community and Commonwealth. Importantly, this can serve as a platform to emphasize heroic service, unity, and compassion as we can reconvene the school year. And finally, I just want to end with a sailor shout out. I'd like to thank our very dedicated and committed custodial team as they work throughout the summer during yet another transition to prepare our students and staff for the return to clean and safe schools. So thank you very much to all custodial teams and maintenance folks. I'd also like to thank the town maintenance folks that come over and take care of the grounds and the lawns and work in collaboration with us. The places are looking really good, and we really appreciate that. And finally, I'd like to give a shout out to all the families that volunteered in beautifying our grounds. The schools look great inside and out, and we appreciate everyone's efforts in kicking off the school year on a unified front. So thank you all, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Jim. A lot going on and a lot of progress on a lot of fronts. And welcome back to school to the children. And we hope it's a wonderful year for everyone. And enjoy the rest of the week, folks. We'll see you next Monday.